Hi friends, welcome to Studies with Joy. So our today's topic is ninth standard chapter science 1 chapter number 4 measurement of matter. So this is the second video for this chapter. I've divided this chapter into many parts so that I can explain you nicely. So in the last video we had done with the basics. If you have not seen the last video, you can go through my channel and see it and then see this. Then only you will be able to understand this concept. And those who have seen that video and are seeing this video, please don't skip this video. In this video we are going to do a very important concept, so watch it full. Okay, so before starting, please like and subscribe my channel and also press the bell icon button so that you get the first notification when we upload a video, and also share the video with your friends. So as we started last lecture with the concept of atomic mass, atomic number, atomic size, and also law of conservation of matter, law of constant proportion, and law of chemical combinations, we had seen. And now we are going to see the different molecular masses, moles, and Avogadro's number. So let's start the chemistry chapter number 4, measurement of matter of ninth standard. Let's start. Now we are going to see first the chemical symbols of elements. So what are the chemical symbols? So you all know that you will be knowing that hydrogen symbol is H, oxygen symbol is O, and nitrogen symbol is N. So these symbols, how do they came? We are going to learn about it. So how the chemical symbols were before and now how they are. Let's see. Let's Dalton used certain signs to represent elements. For example, for that sign for hydrogen, C circle sign for copper. So Dalton was a scientist. We have been and told about. I have explained you who was him, and also Dalton is the unit of the atomic mass. If we have to write the atomic mass of anything, then the unit of it will be considered as Dalton. Just like oxygen atomic mass is 16, so we will write it as 16U. U denotes Dalton. So Dalton is the unit for atomic mass, and we write it as small u. Okay, remember it, very important. So first in before in they used to Dalton used certain signs. He used certain signs for representing the elements. He didn't use the symbols H. He used certain signs that I have shown for hydrogen and for copper. Today, we use the symbols determined by IUPAC, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. So, remember the full form for it, that IUPAC, and who gave the symbols for the elements? It is the IUPAC. These are official names and symbols and are used all over the world. So they give the official symbols for the elements in nowadays, and they are used in whole world. The current method of choosing chemical symbols is based on the method invented by Berzelius. So the current method of choosing symbols for the element is based on the Berzelius named scientist gave a method for that. So, according to this method, the symbol of an element is either the first letter or the first and second or another specific letter in its name. Of the two letters, the first is written as capital letter and the second is small. So, according to the Berzelius method, the symbol of an element must be या तो first letter, या तो फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड लेटर, या फिर फर्स्ट और कोई और लेटर, वो पूरे उसके पूरे नाम में से, और एंड द फर्स्ट लेटर इज रिटन कैपिटल एंड द सेकंड इज स्मॉल. और तुम लोग को पता होगा कि सोडियम का सिंबल Na है, बट Na सोडियम के नाम में नहीं आता. क्यों? बिकॉज दैट Na इज लैटिन नेम फॉर सोडियम इज natrium, so it has been kept from Latin name, that Na. Okay, in that way only. For potassium it is K, so potassium's Latin name is Kalium, so that's why it is kept as K. So that were the chemical symbols, and it is not necessary that first two letters are only used. First and the second letter will also can be used, such as chlorine, Cl. It is not Ch, it is Cl. Okay, these were the chemical symbols for elements. Now let's go to next one, that is molecules of elements and compounds. So what are the molecules of elements and compounds? Atoms of some elements such as helium, neon have independent existence. It means that these elements are in a monoatomic nuclear state. Okay, so atoms like helium and neon have independent state existence. It means that they have monoatomic molecular state. They have independent existence. They are meaning that neon's electronic configuration. You all been knowing about electronic configuration. So neons, we have to get the neon's electronic configuration. I'm telling you, neon's atomic number is 10. Neon's electronic configuration is 2 and 8. So according to the law of octet, the atom's outermost orbit must have at least 8 electrons to be stable, for the atom to be stable. So the neon is automatically, from the nature only, it is having 8 electrons. So that's why it is independent. And even helium is having, on the helium there is the law of duplet. For hydrogen and helium there is the law of duplet, but for any all others it is the law of octet. So for in the law of duplet, the outermost orbit of hydrogen and helium must have 2 electrons. So helium is already having it from nature only. So that's why they both are independent, and it means that these elements are in a monoatomic molecular state. Okay, you understood? Now next sentence tells us that sometimes two or more atoms of an element combine into form molecules of that element. So what is the molecule? Molecule is at least two elements has to combine, then it of same type. Means oxygen, one oxygen and second two oxygens are there. If they combine, then they form a molecule. Two atoms of same constituents combine and form a molecule. So such as, and molecules are always written as O2, N2. It is not written only O. Okay. And for example, the elements oxygen and hydrogen are in a diatomic molecular state as O2, N2 respectively. When atoms of different elements combine with each other, the molecules of compounds are formed. In other words, compounds are formed by chemical attraction between different elements. So, how compounds are formed? Compounds are formed when molecules of different atoms combine. Okay, this was the molecules of elements and compounds. Now, next is molecular mass. So, let's see what is molecular mass. So, you have been knowing about, you have been learned about atomic mass. Now, molecular mass is little bit similar in it, and atomic mass is considered in it. Let's see. The molecular mass of a substance is the sum of the atomic masses of all the atoms and a single molecule of that substance. Like atomic mass, molecular mass is also expressed in the unit Dalton U. Okay, so the molecular mass of a substance is the sum of the atomic masses of all the atoms in a single molecule. So what is molecular mass? उसमें ना हम लोग दो एक कंपाउंड होगा, just as I have given an example of H2O. So we will consider the atomic mass of H and also the atomic mass of oxygen, and we will plus them. But before plussing, we will multiply them by the number of कितने मॉलिक्यूल्स है उसमें या कितने एटम्स है उसके उस एलिमेंट के, उनसे उसके एटॉमिक मास को पहले मल्टीप्लाई करेंगी, दोनों का मल्टीप्लिकेशन करने के बाद उन दोनों को ऐड कर देंगे. Let's see an example, and also the unit for molecular mass is U, as it for atomic mass it is also Dalton, that is small u, and for molecular mass it is the same. Okay, so मैंने जो टेबल बना दिखाया है वो इसके मेथड से हम लोग मॉलिक्यूलर मास को फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं. आई हैव गिवन द एग्जांपल ऑफ H2O. So molecule is H2O. कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट एलिमेंट्स हम लोग H2O में सबको दिख रहा है. H इज हाइड्रोजन एंड O इज ऑक्सीजन. ओके, तो अब हाइड्रोजन का एटॉमिक मास 1 है, ऑक्सीजन का एटॉमिक मास इज 16. देन the number of atoms in the molecule. How to get the number of atoms there are in the molecule? You will see the molecular formula, that is H2O. So H के पास लिखा है 2, so H के मतलब 2 हो गए, O के पास कुछ नहीं है मतलब 1 होगा. So after H there is written small 2, so that is the number of atoms of H, and after O there is nothing, then it will be 1. So the number of atoms in the molecule for hydrogen are 2 and oxygen is 1. Then atomic mass into number of atoms. We have to do this, then add the atomic mass of both the elements. Okay. So atomic mass into number of atoms. So for hydrogen it will be 1 into 2, that is 2. And for oxygen that is 16 into 1. Then mass of the constituents, we got the mass, that is 2 and 16. Now we will add them. Molecular mass is equals to sum of constituent atomic masses. Molecular mass of H2O is equals to atomic mass of H into 2 plus atomic mass of O into 1. Okay, so the molecular mass we get is 18 because 16 plus 2 is 18. So this was the concept of molecular mass. So how to find out the molecular mass? We have to first take out the atomic mass. We have to remember of every element, or mostly common elements that are given in the last lecture. So we have to remember the atomic masses for them. You can get the number of atoms if you just see the molecular formula. You can know the number of atoms and multiply them, and then add the both atomic masses of the elements, and you get the molecular mass. So let's go to next topic. I've given one more example for you, that molecular mass of magnesium. Element Mg, magnesium atomic mass is 24 and number MgCl2 it is now. So Mg after Mg that is there is 1, and after Cl2 there is 2, means there are 1 atom of Mg and 2 atoms of Cl. So we will multiply 1 into 24 and 2 into 35.5. So chlorine atomic mass is 30. So the plus becomes that 35.5 into 2 is 71. So now we will add both them. 71 plus 24 becomes 95. So that is the molecular mass of magnesium chloride. So this was I've just taken an example so that you can solve the numericals which based on the molecular mass concept in your examination. So what we have to do to find out the molecular mass? Just we have to separate both the elements of a compound. Then we have to take the atomic masses of both the elements. We have to multiply it by the number of atoms in the compound, and then we have to add both the resulting answers. So that's how you will identify the molecular mass. Okay, now let's go to next concept. Next concept is of mole. So what is basically mole? I will just tell you. Mole is the molecular mass of a substance in grams. The unit of molecular mass is Dalton, but if we go outside in market and if we tell shopkeeper that give me 45 45 Dalton of sodium chloride, that is salt, common salt. So no one will understand that. So we will use instead of Dalton in gram. So that is the mole. Let's understand it more betterly. When elements and compounds take part in a chemical reaction, it is either the atoms and molecules that react with each other, and therefore it is necessary to know the numbers of their atoms and molecules. So when a chemical reaction takes place, they are it is the atoms and the molecules of that elements which react with each other, and therefore it is necessary to the number of atoms and also the number of molecules. However, while carrying out a chemical reaction, it is convenient to measure the out the quantities that can be handled instead of counting the numbers of atoms and molecules. So instead of counting the number of atoms and molecules, we have to measure with use a quantity, that is mole, instead of counting them, which is convenient. The concept of mole is useful for this purpose. A mole is that quantity of a substance whose mass in grams is equal in magnitude to the molecular mass of that substance in daltons. Thus, the molecular mass of oxygen is 32 dalton, and therefore 32 gram oxygen is 1 mole of oxygen. The molecular mass of water is 18 dalton. Therefore, 18 gram of water makes 1 mole of water. So, what is mole? Mole is just that the mass of the substance is same. Mole, if the molecular mass of oxygen is 32, then the mole will be also same only. 1 mole of oxygen will be also 32. But the unit will be changed. Molecular mass of oxygen is 32 daltons, but the 1 mole of oxygen is 32 grams. So instead of daltons, we are replacing it with grams. So that is only the mole, so that it is easier for us to count. That's why mole is used. 1 mole is of a compound is the mass of that substance in grams. Okay, remember this, that 1 mole of a compound is the mass of that substance in grams, equal in magnitude in its molecular mass. SI unit of SI unit of mole is mole. So what is the SI unit? It is MOL, not the whole spelling. Don't add E. It is just MOL. Okay. And this is very useful instead of daltons, right? Okay. If any question comes that what did you have to write the 1 mole of water is how much grams? So you will write 18 grams because its molecular mass is 18. Okay. Let's see one numerical based on it so that you can solve it very nicely. But I will just tell you the formula for which number of moles to find the number of moles of a substance. We have to divide mass of substance in grams upon molecular mass of the substance. So we have to write the mass of the substance in grams and upon molecular mass of the substance. Let's see about the sum. Let's see the sum. To find the number of molecules, we first have to find number of moles. Okay. So to find the number of molecules, we have to first find the number of moles. So mass of carbon dioxide in grams is equal to 66 grams. This is the sum that I have taken. So we have to find out the number of moles in how many moles are there in 66 gram of carbon dioxide. We have to find out. So to find it, we have to first find the number of moles. Mass of carbon dioxide in grams is 66 gram, that is mentioned in the question. Molecular mass of carbon dioxide. So now every time we cannot make a table and find out the molecular mass. We have to, instead of do it is as vertically. So how to do it? I have shown that 1 into 12. So what is 12 here? Carbon's atomic mass is 12, and we can see in the formula that there is only one atom of carbon because there is not written 2, 3 after it. So it means there is one. And oxygen, we can see that O2. So 2 atoms of oxygen are there, and the atomic mass of oxygen is 16. So in this way, we have to remember the atomic mass so that you can find out it vertically also. So 1 into 12 plus 2 into 16, that is 12 plus 32, that is 44. So we got the 44 is the molecular mass of the carbon dioxide. So number of mole of carbon dioxide is equals to mass of substance in grams upon molecular mass of the substance. As I have told you, that is 66 upon 44. So mass of the substance in grams we have been given in the text question also. So that is 66 gram we will put there, and we got the molecular mass is 44. So 66 upon 44 is that is 1.5 mole. I have just divided it. 66, we will just cut it with 11. 11 6 is 66 and 11 4 is 44. 6 upon 4 we will divide, then we will get 1.4. So 1.4 is mole. So 66 gram of carbon dioxide contains 1.5 mole of carbon dioxide. Okay. Now I am finishing this lecture here only. We will continue with this chapter in next video. So watch it also and wait for it. So I am ending this lecture. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe my channel.